ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेशा गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जयो श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. Today we are continuing to Nectar of Instruction, lesson number 4. Shri Radha Govind ki jai, Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Today it is text number 5 and 6. All of you please open the book. Attitudes towards the devotees. There are 3 types of devotees: Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, and Uttamadhikari. Their characters are described in this text, in particular text. That is text number 5 from Nectar of Instruction or Upadeshamrita. कृष्णेति यस्य गिरितं मनसा द्रियेता दीक्षास्ति चेत् प्रणतिभिश्च भजन्तमीशं शुश्रूषया भजन विज्ञमनन्यमन्य निन्दादिशून्यहृदम् ईप्सितसङ्गलब्ध्या. Anybody would like to read? Can raise their hand. Yeah, Lata Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Sri Upadeshamrita, text 5. One should mentally honor the devotees who chants the holy name of Lord Krishna. One should offer humble obeisance to the devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation, Diksha, and is engaged in worshipping the deity, and one should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who is advanced in who advanced in undeviated devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
In other texts also we have learned about the 3 types of devotees, that is Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, and Uttamadhikari. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says anybody who chants the holy name at least once should be considered as a devotee. That is the definition for Kanishtadhikari. And Madhyamadikari is the one who is constantly chanting the holy name of the Lord. And Uttamadikari, by seeing him, others will start chanting the holy name. So that is the definition that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given for the Kanishtadikari, Madhyamadikari and Uttamadikari. Now in this text also, we can understand how we should deal with the three types of devotees. Because in the previous text, we have learnt about the 6 kinds of dealings between two devotees. Now, how we should perform these dealings with the different types of devotees, that is explained in the particular in this particular text. Nandita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. In
Yes.
order to intelligently apply the 6-fold loving reciprocations mentioned in the previous verse, one must select proper persons with careful discrimination. Srila Rupa Goswami therefore advises that we should meet with the Vaishnavas in an appropriate way according to their particular status. In this verse, he tells us how to deal with 3 types of devotees, the Kanishtadikari, Madhyamadikari and Uttamadikari. Shri Upadeshamrita, text 5 purport. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So this text will explain us how to deal with the 3 types of devotees. So it is told with for a Kanishtadikari, we should just pay obeisances in the mind. Krishneti yasya giritam manasadriyeta. And the mind itself, one should pay obeisances. Mentally honor the Kanishtadikari who is chanting the holy name of the Lord. And dikshasti chet pranatabhishcha bhajantamesham. So offer obeisances to the Madhyamadikari who is initiated and is worshipping the deity. So that is the Madhyamadikari. And then third one is the associate with honor and faithfully serve an Uttamadikari. That is a pure devotee of the Lord who is, there are 2 characters that is given for a Uttamadikari. One is he has undeviated bhakti, that is devotion to the Lord, and his heart is free from the propensity to criticize others. These are the 2 characters of a Uttamadikari. So in this way, for Kanishtadikari, one should pay obeisances in the mind. Madhyamadikari, we should offer obeisances. Then for the third person, that is Uttamadikari, we should take their association. So that is the 3 types of adhikari or 3 types of devotees that is explained in the in this text. In the text, giri, the word giri means gira. Gira means the speech or words or speech. That means one who is chanting the holy name of the Lord through his words. For him, we should pay obeisances to the manasa, that is mind. Manasadriya. So one should mentally honor the devotee who chant the holy name of the Lord Shri Krishna. Now here is an example that Prabhupada is giving of George Harrison, who has helped Prabhupada in publishing the book Krishna, and he has helped a lot in England for spreading this Krishna consciousness. So considering him as a Kanishta Adhikari, Srila Prabhupada is explaining this here. Anu Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Kanishta Adhikari. One of our friends, a famous English musician, has become attracted to chanting the holy name of Krishna. We offer respects to him without reservation, for we are actually seeing that this gentleman is advancing gradually in Krishna consciousness. Such a person should always be shown respect. Shri Upadeshamrita, text 5, purport. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Archana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Kanishta Adhikari. Even in his records, he has several times mentioned the holy name of Krishna. At his home, he offers respect to pictures of Krishna and also to the preachers of Krishna consciousness. In all regards, he has a very high estimation for Krishna's name and Krishna's activity. Shri Upadeshamrita, text 5, perfect. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Continue, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Kanishta Adhikari. The conclusion is that anyone who is trying to advance in Krishna consciousness by regularly chanting the holy name should always be respected by Vaishnavas. Shri Upadeshamrita, text 5, perfect. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So like this, we can chant the holy name of the Lord at any condition. The holy name is the Yuga Dharma for Kali Yuga. Anybody can take to this Krishna consciousness and make their life perfect. So that is the beginner, that is Kanishtadhikari's explanation is given here. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also has given the definition of a Kanishtadhikari. Prabhu kahe yanra mukhe suni ekabara Krishna nama sei Krishna sei Pujya Shrestha Sabakara. That is, if one has a person say even once the Lord Krishna, that person should be accepted as the best man out of the common group. So he is not an ordinary person, one who is just chanting the holy name of the Lord at least once, Hare Krishna. Just like when we greet each other, we say Hare Krishna. Or when we are going in the street or going to any shop, they will just say Hare Krishna. So that is also not ordinary. When a person makes someone to chant the holy name of the Lord at least once also, that is also preaching. We are remembering the Lord or making them also to remember the Lord. So that is the definition of a Kanishtadhikari. Anybody would like to read? Anu Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Kanishta Adhikari. Attaiva yanra mukhe eka Krishna nama seita Vaishnava karihat tanhara sammana. One who is interested in chanting the holy name of Krishna or who by practice likes to chant Krishna's name should be accepted as a Vaishnava and offered respects as such, at least within one's mind. Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 15.111. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So at least within one's mind, one should pay obeisances to the people who are chanting the holy name of the Lord. So this is how we can greet with each other. So it will spread the holy name of the Lord everywhere and make everyone into Krishna conscious. Now coming to the Madhyamadhikari definition. This is the second line. Drishteti pranatibhischa bhajantam isham. Drishteti chet pranatibhischa bhajantam isham. That is, Diksha means initiation. That is the beginning of devotional service. It is said in Nectar of Devotion that our devotional life begins with the initiation or Diksha, the Adav Guru Padashraya. And Pranatibihi, one should pay full obeisances to such devotee, Bhajantam, engaged in devotional service unto the Supreme Lord, that is Isham. So one should offer humble obeisances to that devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation, Diksha, and engaged in the worship of the deity. That is, the deity worship is allowed only for the people who have got initiation and following the Sandhya Vandan initiation, whatever the mantras. So that is, so for such people, they are considered as Madhyamadhikari, and for them we should offer the full obeisances. These are the 4 qualities of Madhyamadhikari. For a neophyte devotee, the difference is given here. He can see the Lord only. He cannot understand that the devotees are also they are very dear to Krishna, or what is the glory of association of devotees, that they may not be able to understand, the neophyte devotees or Kanishtadhikari. But when it comes to Madhyamadhikari, he will understand exactly what is what. So how to deal with the Lord, or how we should, what kind of attitude we should have towards the Lord, the servant of the Lord, and the innocent people, and those who are not interested in spiritual practice. So all these four kinds of people, he has four kinds of dealings with them. That is given in this particular text. This is coming in the Srimad Bhagavatam 11th canto, 2nd chapter, 46th shloka. Ishwareshu tadadineshu balisheshu dvishaschucha prema maitri kripa upeksha ya karoti sa madhyama. So what is told here? Just a minute. Okay, sorry for the interruption. So these are the four kinds of dealings of a Madhyamadhikari. Ishwareshu tadadineshu balisheshu dishashtucha prema maitri kripa upeksha ya karoti sa madhyama. So what the meaning is here? Neeta Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Koti Koti Pranam. The Madhyama Adhikari. Madhyama Adhikari is a devotee who worships the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the highest object of love, makes friends with the Lord's devotees, unmerciful to the ignorant, and avoids those who are envious by nature. Srimad Bhagavatam 11.2.46. Thank you. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Hare Krishna. So these are four qualities of a Madhyamadhikari: Prema, Maitri, Kripa, and Upeksha. Prema is for the Lord. That means he worships the Lord with the love and affection. Maitri is for the friendship with the devotees, and he is very merciful. That is Kripa for the people who are ignorant. And Upeksha means negligence or avoiding. He just neglects the people who are envious of the Supreme Personality of Godhead or the devotional service. So these are the four qualities of a Madhyamadhikari. A person should not remain as a Kanishtadhikari. He should at least come to the platform of a Madhyamadhikari to be steady in his spiritual life. Now coming to the distinction, that is, what is the difference between Kanishta and Madhyama? How to differentiate between those two? That is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam, next continuing shloka 11 to 47. So it says that Archayam eva haraye pujayam ya shraddhaya arhate natad bhakteshu chanyeshu sa bhakta prakrita smrataha. So here, Archam Eva Hare. So a person who is very faithfully engaged in the worship of the deity in the temple, but who does not know how to behave towards devotee or people in general is called a Prakruta Bhakta or Kanishta Adhikari. One may be very faithful to the Lord, but the Lord says that the worship of my devotee is more than the worship of myself. Then one must know the importance of the devotees, the association of devotees. If we are not dealing with the devotees properly, then the Lord will not be happy. This will not be understood by Kanishta Adhikari. Kanishta Adhikari, a neophyte devotee, he will be having no proper behavior towards the devotees. But a Madhyama Adhikari, he can make the distinction. Now, for a preacher also, it is very important to make this kind of distinction. Because when we are preaching Krishna consciousness to somebody, we should understand whether that person is a faithful to the Lord or he is averse. That means he is against the devotional principles. So such people one can neglect, or one who is inquisitive, or one who is ignorant. For such people, one can advise, or one can give the mercy, or one can explain the process of devotional service. That is called preaching. And for those who are already in Krishna consciousness, who is practicing the Krishna consciousness very nicely, we can take the association of them so that we also get blessed. And always the person, the Madhyama Adhikari, is worshipping the Supreme Lord. He is always chanting the holy name of the Lord constantly. That is the difference between Madhyama Adhikari and Kanishta Adhikari. So Kanishta Adhikari, he will only see the Lord in the temple is God, but he will not see the devotees are also associated with the Lord. That if it is another way of saying, one who is not seeing the devotees with respect, but only attached to the deities, they will be considered as a Kanishta Adhikari. Next, coming to the Uttama Adhikari explanation or definition. Lata Mataji.
Uttama Adhikari, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes. Sushrushaya Bhajana Vijnam Ananyam Anya.
Sushrushaya Bhajana Vijnam Ananyam Anya Nindakti Sunya Hridam Ipsite Sankha Labdaya.
Yes.
One should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So these are the two characters. Undeviated devotion to the Lord. Ananya Bhakti. That is in the 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says this as the topmost. One should have the Ananya Bhakti to the Lord. Unalloyed. Alloyed means, in the metallurgy we say, if we mix two metals together, then it's called alloy. Unalloyed. That means you don't mix anything with the devotion. Only devotion to Krishna. That is unalloyed devotion to Krishna. Or in Sanskrit we can say Ananya. Ananya. Anya means different. Ananya, non-different. That is only Bhakti. Whatever he performs, it is only Bhakti. It is there is no material motive. Generally, Anya Bhakti means if you are having some material desire, or you are mixing the devotional process with the yoga and other processes, then it all becomes mixed Bhakti. Or his goal is not only to go to Krishna, it is also to gain something, some material things. Then it is not an Ananya Bhakti. The other processes, like in the 12th chapter, in the next levels, what Krishna says, if you are not able to do Ananya Bhakti, then work for me. If you are not able to work for me, then give the result of your work. Like that, they are the lower level of Bhakti. But Uttama Adhikari, he is at the highest, topmost devotee, like the gopis. They are always thinking of the Lord or the spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. They are constantly thinking of the Lord, how to serve the Lord, how to spread the holy name of the Lord. That is the only thinking they are having. So that is called as Uttama Adhikari. That is Uttama Bhakti. Bhajana Vijnam Ananyam, advanced devotional service, undeviated devotional service, and Anya Nindadi Shunya Hridam. These are the two characters of a Uttamadhikari, whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others. So here, the propensity to criticize others is not present in the Uttamadhikari. That means Uttamadhikari, he will see everyone as the devotee of the Lord. He will not see someone devotee and someone is non-devotee, just like the Madhyamadhikari. Madhyamadhikari will see the four kinds of people, but Uttamadhikari, he will see everyone as devotee. This is like example is given as Radharani. Whoever goes to her, she will think that this is a great devotee who has come to serve Krishna. So she recommends Krishna that here is a devotee who is very great devotee, very pure devotee who has come to you, please accept. So that is the mood of Radharani. He will see, because Uttamadhikari has unalloyed devotion to Krishna, they will see others also in the same mood. When a person is preaching, at that time, one should come to the level of Madhyamadhikari, even if the person is in the Uttamadhikari level, because we should discriminate among the people and then we can give the instruction. We should not give the highest principles of bhakti to everyone, one who is not interested or one who is not faithful. For such people, these kind of instructions should not be explained or it should not be given. We can only give the basic understanding. So a Uttamadhikari in the mood of a Madhyamadhikari can preach or can spread the holy name of the Lord. Neeta Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, ma'am.
Uttama Adhikari. When a person realizes himself to be an eternal servitor of Krishna, he loses interest in everything but Krishna's service. Always thinking of Krishna, devising means by which to spread the holy name of Krishna. He understands that his only business is to spreading the Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Okay, continue, Mataji.
When a person,
Now.
such a person is to be recognized as Uttamadhikari and his association should be immediately accepted. Indeed, the advanced Uttamadhikari Vaishnava devotee should be accepted as a spiritual master. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So, who is eligible for becoming a spiritual master? That is the Uttamadhikari. We should accept a Uttamadhikari as our spiritual master, so that our progress in spirituality will be proper. Otherwise, if we spiritual master in the level of Madhyamadhikari, then our progress also can reach only to that level. So it is recommended that the spiritual master is in the Uttamadhikari level. Archana Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Uttamadhikari, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakura has given some practical hints to the effect that an Uttamadhikari Vaishnava can be recognized by his ability to convert many fallen souls to Vaishnavism. Sri Upadeshamrita, text 5, purport. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So, in preaching, it is the purity. Purity is the force. How much we are good at practicing Krishna consciousness, that much influence we can give to the other people to practice Krishna consciousness. If the person who is speaking has anarthas in his heart, then the people who are hearing it may not get the real effect of Krishna consciousness. So this will be visible how many devotees a person can make by preaching. So that is what here it is told. A Uttamadhikari, when he speaks, it is reaching the heart of the devotees, and he can make many more devotees by his preaching. That is the point that Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is telling here. This is a practical hint how we can identify a Uttamadhikari Vaishnava, one who can make the devotee, or it is like converting the material things into spiritual things. As Krishna has all the potency, he doesn't have anything material. When we offer bhoga to the Lord, it is material. But when we get it as prasadam, it is spiritual. That means whatever we offer to Krishna, it becomes spiritual. Krishna can convert entire material world into a spiritual world. When Krishna came here, when he made his pastimes, that place is spiritual. The place where the Lord is worshipped is spiritual. The place where Lord has performed his activities is spiritual. Pastimes is spiritual. Similarly, a Uttamadhikari also can convert all the material things into spiritual. He can guide a Kanishtadhikari or a neophyte devotee, and he can make him a Uttamadhikari. Prabhupada, when he went to US in 1965, as we all know, there were many hippies, but Prabhupada made them happy. So they had no idea about anything about the spirituality, but Prabhupada could make them a Uttamadhikari level. They came to the level of sannyasis. They gave up all the bad habits. They started chanting the holy name of the Lord regularly, and their chanting was purified by regular practice. And now we can see how Prabhupada has made this institution such a way that even Prabhupada physically not present, the movement is going on. That is through his order. That is through his books. That is the power of a Uttamadhikari. So we can list the characters of a Uttamadhikari here. He is a realized eternal servitor of Krishna, only interest in Krishna's service. There is no other motive. Always thinking of Krishna. As Prabhupada says, Maya cannot touch me. That means he's always in thinking of Krishna. He's always in touch with the Lord. And he's carrying the Vrindavana in his heart. Devising means to spread holy name. As Prabhupada used all the modern amenities, whatever present, he used it for spreading the holy name of the Lord. And his only business is to spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. So whatever available things, he has used it for spreading Krishna consciousness. It may be the typewriter or the trucks or aeroplane, anything that is printing press, everything he has used for Krishna's service. The dictaphone. Ability to convert many fallen souls to Vaishnavism. He has converted lakhs of people. Now all over the globe, if you see, everyone knows Hare Krishna mantra. There is nobody who has not heard about Hare Krishna mantra. He has made it so famous. Everywhere it has spread. Anu Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Uttamadhikari. One should not become a spiritual master unless he has attained the platform of Uttamadhikari. A neophyte Vaishnava or a Vaishnava situated on the intermediate platform can also accept disciples, but such disciples must be on the same platform, and it should be understood that they cannot advance very well towards the ultimate goal of life under his insufficient guidance. Therefore, a disciple should be careful to accept an Uttamadhikari as a spiritual master. Shri Upadeshamrita, text 5, purport. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So, when we are accepting a spiritual master, the spiritual master should be a Uttamadhikari. That means we should observe that is there. The IDC course we are learning how to choose a guru. The teachings are given. What are the characters of a guru? That we can find by the effect and his personal characters and personal practice of spirituality, how he is doing, and how many people he has influenced for practicing Krishna consciousness. By seeing all these things, we can identify a spiritual master. So this spiritual master, who is a direct servant of the Lord, they all are the coming under Uttamadhikari level. Lata Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Bhakti yoga is the proper activity of the soul, and when one actually engages in unalloyed, uncontaminated devotional service, he is already liberated. Samadhi 8:10, Bhagavad Gita 1:14.26. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. So one can reach to the level of Madhyamadhikari and Uttamadhikari by constantly serving the Lord and his devotees constantly. One should be dhairyat, as earlier we have learned, tattat karma pravartanat. One should have the patience and perform the activities that is given by the spiritual master. And by the mercy of spiritual master and the Lord, one can come to the Krishna conscious level. That is, one can advance oneself to the Madhyamadhikari or Uttamadhikari level. Now coming to the next text, text number 6. Here, this explains us how we should look at this Uttamadhikari. Now, external appearance may be different. A Uttamadhikari, how externally he will look, because our vision is material. So he may be looking like a materialistic or a material person. There we may not be able to distinguish between a Uttamadhikari devotee or a pure devotee of the Lord and any other ordinary person, because the activity, external activity, will be maybe looking same. He is also eating, or he is also sleeping. He is also having the bodily activities that we are also performing. But just by seeing that, we should not misunderstand that he is also one among the person who is like us. So that is explained in the text number 6. You can see here in the book. Drishtai swabhava janitair vapushascha doshair na prakritatvam iha bhakta janasya pashyet gangam bhasam na khalu buddhafena pankhair brahmadravatvam apagacchati niradharmai. Anybody would like to read the translation? You can read it from your book. Yeah, Anumataji.
Translation. Being situated in his original Krishna conscious position, a pure devotee does not identify with the body. Such a devotee should not be seen from a materialistic point of view. Indeed, one should overlook a devotee as having a body born in a low family, a body with a bad complexion, a deformed body, or a diseased or infirm body. According to ordinary vision, such imperfections may seem prominent in the body of a pure devotee. But despite such seeming defects, the body of a pure devotee cannot be polluted. It is exactly like the waters of the Ganges, which sometimes during the rainy season are full of bubbles, foam, and mud. The Ganges water do not become polluted. Those who are advanced in spiritual understanding will bathe in the Ganges without considering the condition of the water. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So this point is very important here. How we should look at the pure devotee of the Lord. The example here is about the Ganges water. When there is rainy season, there will be some mud or bubbles that are present in the water, but it doesn't mean that Ganges has lost her purity. It is as pure as all the time, any other time. So we should accept it and take the advantage of being near the Ganges or visiting the Ganges river, Ganga river. Similarly, when we look at the spiritual master, because of the bodily age or any kind of material defects or diseases, or born in any other part of the country, like in ISKCON, there are many devotees who are not born in India. They are born in different parts of the world, but they all have taken Krishna consciousness to their heart. They have all surrendered themselves to the spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, and they have taken the guidance of Srila Prabhupada as the mission of their life. So such people, we should never consider them as a foreign devotee or a diseased person or old person. We should not see these external material things. We should overlook all these things and identify, or we should understand what contribution they have given to this movement, how much they have surrendered to the spiritual master, how much effort they are putting for spreading the holy name of the Lord. All these things, if we should consider, and we should take their association, get the benefit of being with them, and follow whatever instructions they are giving, and make our life successful, instead of criticizing them or finding fault or looking at them as any other ordinary person. Yeah, anybody would like to read? Yeah, Anu Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Krishna's devotee is not subjected to material condition. Even though his bodily features may appear materially conditioned, one should therefore not see a pure devotee from a materialistic point of view. Shri Upadeshamrita, text 6, purport. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. Nandita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. One is forbidden to observe the activities of a pure Vaishnava from a material point of view. For the neophyte, especially, considering a pure devotee from a material point of view is very injurious.
Continue, Mataji.
One should therefore avoid observing a pure devotee externally, but should try to see the internal features and understand how he is engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. In this way, one can avoid seeing the pure devotee from a material point of view, and thus one can gradually become a purified devotee himself. Shri Upadeshamrita, text 6, purport. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, Mataji. So some of the offensive perceptions or offensive dealings with the pure devotees is looking at their bodily defects or the low birth. So we should not consider them whether they have come from the Brahmana family or Shudra family, because they are in the Krishna consciousness and they have practicing Krishna consciousness in the right manner. They should be accepted as a Vaishnava. We should not look at their birth, low birth. There are many examples, many exalted devotees who are very dear to the Lord, who have given their life for the spreading of holy name. If you see their birth, it may not be from the so-called Brahmana family. It may be other birth, that is lower birth, but still we should accept them as the spiritual master. And we should not look at them as with a materialistic vision. And some of the accidental mistakes should not be considered as very serious, because sometimes it may be the plan of the Lord, as Arjuna got into some illusion, or Parikshit Maharaj also made some mistake, because of which we got the Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are not the right people to judge them, and envying their exalted position. So when they are coming, they are like the ambassadors of spiritual world or the Supreme Lord. So they will get a lot of respect by everyone. So by seeing that, we should not envy them. Rather, we should understand what is their mood in serving the Lord, and we should try to absorb that mood and follow their footsteps. But we should not imitate them. And criticizing these devotees also should be avoided. And it is not our duty to advise them or correct their nature. We are very small people. We should only take their association and take their guidance. Criticism or advising or correcting them or taking any disciplinary action on them, these all are forbidden for a pure devotee. So these things we should know when we are dealing with a pure devotee, because we need the association of a pure devotee. If you don't have association of pure devotee, it is very difficult to come to Krishna consciousness, as there are three realizations of the Lord, that is Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti. In this Bhagavan realization is coming through the devotee. It is not by our own effort. You may be able to understand Brahman realization by your knowledge, or Paramatma realization by your austerity, but Bhagavan realization we will get only through the association of the devotees. So there is a need for us to have the association of pure devotees, and when we are in need of that, we should know how to associate with a pure devotee. Lata Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. An empowered person who's actually engaged in the confidential service of the Lord should not be treated as an ordinary human being, for it is stated that unless one is empowered by Krishna, one cannot spread Krishna consciousness movement all over the world. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Krishna Shakti Vina Na Hoy Parivartana. Unless he has got the blessings of the Lord, it is not possible to spread the holy name in such a way. So that itself shows that he is the ambassador of the spiritual world. He is a Vaikuntha man. So we should understand this. We should see the effect of their activity, the devotees they have made, the guidance they have given, the Prabhupada, whatever books he has given. By seeing all these characters, we can understand he is a pure devotee of the Lord. Anu Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. It is also an offense to consider an empowered Vaishnava an object of disciplinary action. It is offensive to try to give him advice or to correct him. One can distinguish between a neophyte Vaishnava and an advanced Vaishnava by their activities. Shri Upadeshamrita, text 6, Purport. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So distinguish between a neophyte Vaishnava and an advanced Vaishnava by their activities. So Acharya means one who is Acharati. That means one who is practicing. Practice before you preach. That means we should practice first, then we can preach. Then whatever we are preaching, it will have the strength. So if you see the personal life of Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada says everywhere, read my books, read my books. And Prabhupada himself used to open his book and read. Somebody asked, Prabhupada, why are you reading your own book? You have only written it. Then Prabhupada says, no, it is the dictation of the Lord. The Lord has written. And it is my duty also to read it. So he said we should read it, and he himself has read the book. So this is how a Acharya will act. So by their activity, we can understand or we can distinguish between a neophyte Vaishnava and a advanced Vaishnava. Yeah. Anu Mataji, you can read.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. In order to intelligently apply the sixfold loving reciprocations mentioned in the previous verse, one must select proper persons with careful discrimination. Srila Rupa Goswami therefore advises that we should meet with the Vaishnavas in an appropriate way according to their particular status. Shri Upadeshamrita, text 5, Purport. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So when we are dealing the 6 kinds of affections, that is Priti Lakshana, Dadati Pratikranati, Guhyamakyati Prachati, Bhumte Bhojayate Chaiva, Shadvida Priti Lakshana. So with these 6 characters that we have to show to a person according to their status, we should understand whether the person is Kanishtadikari, Madhyamadikari or Uttamadikari. And some of the final concluding words. Pure devotees are not mere conditioned souls. they do not fall into bad association or commit offenses to the holy name. So pure devotees will not make any mistakes. Unless one is a devotee, one cannot see another as a devotee perfectly. So only a devotee can identify another devotee. A Kanishtadhikari cannot distinguish between a devotee and a non-devotee, but a Madhyamadhikari can. This is another difference between Kanishtadhikari and Madhyamadhikari. A Madhyamadhikari can distinguish between a devotee and a non-devotee. One can distinguish between a neophyte Vaishnava and an advanced Vaishnava by their activities. Observe their activities and then identify. And the advanced Vaishnava is always situated as Guru and the neophyte as disciples. So, Uttamadhikari is in the level of Guru or spiritual master. And the Guru must not be subjected to the advice of a disciple, nor should a Guru be obliged to take instruction from those who are not his disciples. So here it is obliged. That means the Guru need not be instructed by the disciple. Generally, it is etiquette that the disciple does not give any advice to the spiritual master, or he will not have any instructions will not be given, because it is not necessary. The spiritual master is far above the level of his disciple. So the spiritual master should not be advised. It is not good for the disciple himself. And there is also a caution: if one who has made some progress in bhakti considers themselves a devotee and begins engaging in material misconduct, they will certainly fall down from the path of bhakti. By coming into contact with such persons, one's bhakti is destroyed. So if we have made some progress in practice of Krishna consciousness and begins engaging in the material misconduct, that means if we are doing this, means whatever we have learned now, how we should deal with the devotees, if we are not performing it properly, then it will affect our bhakti, then it will reduce our devotion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is about the dealings of a devotee, how we should deal with the Uttamadhikari, and how to identify a Uttamadhikari, what are their characters. These things we have learnt in the text number 5 and 6. So with this, we have come to the end of today's session. If you have any questions regarding today's class, you can raise your hand and ask the question. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah, Anu Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have a very silly question. For me, it is silly. For you, it might be irrelevant. Prabhuji, why do people in your cult they do Dandvat Pranam, and our Mataji is also supposed to do Dandvat Pranam? Because in my culture, from where I come from, women don't bow down to men. Women only bow down to their mother-in-laws in my culture, not even their parents. Like in some cultures, parents also, women bow down. In my culture, only married woman will bow down to her in-laws. That only her father-in-law and mother-in-law, not any other relative. Only these two people. And as per our culture, only you bow down to Granth Sahib, and the Granthi who is sitting, only then you will bow down to him, as long as he's sitting on the takht. When he comes down from the takht, he's an ordinary person. You acknowledge him with respect, but you don't bow down and put your forehead on the floor. Otherwise, you bow down when he's sitting, but only when he's sitting on the takht, you bow down. When he's off the takht, you only acknowledge him with respect. So here, what are the reasons why? And our Mataji is also supposed to do Dandvat?
Yeah, whatever you told, it's a particular what you are you are following, there is no problem. It is everything is perfect, whatever you have told. But in generally, Dandavat means we are completely surrendering to the superior, the Lord or his devotees. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami met Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they took a grass in their mouth and they paid complete obeisances. They completely fell down. It is like danda. Danda means a stick. You're falling like a stick straight on the ground. It is how we show our complete surrender to the spiritual master or the Lord. Generally, Matajis are not recommended to do that. They will do Panchanga Pranam. That is what is recommended. Because Matajis will not be very comfortable with doing Dandavat Pranam. And it is also told Matajis should not do also. But Prabhujis can do the Dandavat Pranam. And whom you are doing Dandavat Pranam, it is, we do it for the deities and for the superiors. Whomever you consider as the higher person, we can do Dandavat. There is no offense in doing Dandavat. Dandavat is showing respect to someone. By showing respect to someone, you cannot offend the person. So we don't have to discriminate about you can do Dandavat for this person, we cannot do Dandavat for this person. No, you can do the Dandavat for devotees also and for the Lord also. And in paying obeisances also, in Pancharatra, there are some systems how you have to pay obeisances. When you're paying the obeisances to the Lord should be on your left side. And when you are offering the spiritual master, the Param Guru, then also the Lord should be, the Guru should be on your left side. And when you are paying obeisances to your Diksha Guru, the Diksha Guru should be in front of your head. That is how the Dandavat will be performed. So accordingly we do. Otherwise, generally, when we meet regular devotees, we do Panchanga Pranam only. We don't do Dandavat. But if you do Dandavat, there is no offense. And even when we are singing or when the Prema Dhvani is told, that is after the Kirtan we do, Jaya Om Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Kari, that Prema Dhvani. At that time also, we do the Dandavat or Panchanga, depending on the situation. If there is space, we do Dandavat or we do Panchanga Pranam. There is no offense in giving any respect to someone. That is not a problem. The question there is never a question that he has done Dandavat, so he has done an offense. No, that is not there. But if you do, it is good. But some certain places you have to do the Dandavat, like when you are paying obeisances to the Lord or to the Diksha Guru, spiritual master, or very senior devotees, it is recommended. If you do Dandavat, it will be good. Otherwise, if you do Panchang Pranam also, there is no offense. Hope this answers your question.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mata. Hare Krishna. Siddharth Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. Prabhu, I have come to my house and my mother is with me.
Oh, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
She is not here properly, but only say Hare Krishna. So neither she can speak in English also. So just I thought it's a privilege, real privilege.
We are blessed with her presence here.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
So I am coming to my question. There are two questions, Prabhuji. One is a simpler one, that is with respect to the assignment. So certain assignments, like some closed book assignments, in fact, I have not taken a stock of situation, how much I have done and how much I have not done. So maybe Nandita Mataji, someone will help me in that to complete that. That is one thing. Maybe, the full thing I don't know actually. Certain things I have cleared, certain things I have not cleared. Okay. So that is one. That's a simpler one. And for me, the most difficult one is, after hearing this, I am fully convinced of the fact that I cannot go beyond Kanishta Adhikari. I don't know really, because that's what I think. Because Madhyamadikari, Uttamadikari, I don't have words for that. Like how to go to that. The situation that I'm thinking is, if I am not Uttamadikari or I am not Madhyamadikari, that I cannot have a guru or anyone, because an Uttamadikari only can give to the right Uttamadikari, right? That's what we understood. So there cannot be a situation that there will be a guru who can give to Kanishta. So that means I'll not find a guru also.
No. Your guru should be Uttamadikari. The disciple may be from Kanishtadikari, because disciple, what is his qualification? Being humble, being submissive, surrender to the spiritual master. We may have so many defects, as Prabhupada also says with very humble attitude, I have no qualities and I don't know anything. My spiritual master have ordered, so I came here, and I don't know what is his plan. I'm just trying to execute it. So that is the mood of a spiritual master, mood of a neophyte devotee, or the devotee, or the disciple. So what you are speaking, like I cannot go beyond the Kanishtadikari, that itself shows that you are humble enough to surrender yourself to the spiritual master. So that is the main quality. Amanitvam, adambitvam. That is the beginning quality of a person who wants to advance in the spiritual life. So if you have that quality, it is sure that you will definitely advance in your Krishna consciousness.
I don't know Krishna, but I'm still thinking I cannot go beyond Kanishta, and that is what I understood. It's so difficult.
Yeah, it's in Krishna's hand too. Whatever we perform, we continue, then Krishna will take care. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Lata Mataji.
Hare Krishna. My question is an extension to what Siddharth Prabhuji says. I'm not even able to give up the tea and coffee, so I can't even be in the Kanishta Adhikari state. Except that I keep.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji, your voice is not audible. Okay, so if you are feeling that I am low, very low, I cannot perform or I cannot continue spirituality, if it is a humble attitude, then it is good. If somebody says that I am expert in performing devotional service, then it looks like a pride, and pride comes before fall. But if you are humble in your spiritual practice, in your whatever advancement you have done, then it is a good sign that you are advancing in Krishna consciousness. But it is not our duty to check whether I am eligible for going back to Godhead or not. It will be decided by the Lord himself. What is our duty? Just surrender to the spiritual master and follow his instructions. Definitely one day we will be able to go back to Godhead. That is the power of holy name and the mercy of the spiritual master. As Prabhupada says, you just be in the moment. You just follow the regulatory principles and chant the holy name. I will take you back to Godhead. That is a promise Prabhupada has given. So our incapability is very small in front of the strength of the Lord, the mercy of the Lord. So we may not be having the qualification, but Krishna has all the power to take us back to Godhead. We just have to surrender to him. Like when you are diseased, you just go and surrender to the doctor. Whatever test they conduct, whatever medicine they do, they give, we'll accept it. And the disease will be gone. You don't have to have the knowledge of medicine. That is there with the doctor. Similarly, whatever instruction that spiritual master has given, follow it sincerely. And if you're not able to follow, also be sincere to accept it. And then definitely Krishna will give us the mercy. The spiritual master will definitely take us back to God. And don't worry
Yes,
about
Prabhuji.
the initiation that you are not able to take because of the tea. You continue practicing.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Krishna will show some path, but never give up.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Every time I drink and say sorry, sorry, Krishna, sorry, Krishna. I don't know. I know it's not correct and not able to give up. That is the thing. That is again Maya is playing its big role. I go one step ahead. I feel I'm coming back 3 steps. This is what is everyday progress. I think. I don't know, Prabhuji. I don't know how I will progress further. Only thing is he has to, his mercy. And I keep saying, Radhe, 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 Radhe. I keep telling you, please show your mercy and grace. I want to do it. I really want to, Prabhuji. I really want to involve in devotional service and give up this samsara, bandham and everything. But I'm entangled into it so much that I'm not able to come out of it, Prabhuji. This is the earnest prayer I pray every day. I want to come out of it. Whatever small things that I can do it, I want to be in devotion. I know. I don't even know when I will reach the Kanishtadhikari stage. Still in the Maya and in the Moodatma, I'm still in that state. That's what is some submission. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Nandita Mataji.
Prabhuji, you can switch off the